Welcome back. You are listening to the Mari Mokonda Show on Media, and we're also live on Facebook. If you have any comments, queries, questions, or suggestions, you can send them to us on our WhatsApp line. The number is 0617660355. Alternatively, you can leave them on in the comments below. We are also live on Facebook. Make sure that you are following us. So being a woman comes with many challenges, and one of those challenges is having killer period cramps. If you've ever experienced period cramps, then you would know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those cramps that make you bedridden, those cramps that don't want you to do anything at all, those cramps that that literally has you pulling out on your hair, those cramps that just, at that point in time, you're just saying, God, take me now, because that's how bad it can become. So today we're talking about exercises and workouts that can actually help alleviate those killer period cramps. And joining me is a fitness trainer, Luyanda Aziza. Assalamu alaikum, and welcome back to the show.
Walaikum salam, sis. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, good, thanks. And you?
I'm good. I'm great. Thank you. It's been a while.
Yes, it's been a while. We were supposed to have you last week, but things happened. But it's fine. Alhamdulillah, the show will go on this today.
Yeah, no, definitely.
All right, so period cramps. It's one of those things that we don't really like. I can't say we love to hate. We don't like them at all. I mean, who wants to be bedridden and curling up like a little baby and not being able to do things that you love doing, like exercises? But now, well, I heard that we can do exercises with those period cramps. In fact, they help.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I know it sounds like all you want to do is sit in bed and cry and eat snacks and just like forget that the world exists. But unfortunately, or fortunately rather, the show has to go on. And actually, when the show goes on and you keep on working out, the cramps actually get better. So what happens during exercise, if I can explain it a little bit, is that so many things happen. It increases your mood. And we know that obviously when we're on our monthly cycle, our hormonal levels are just out of whack completely. So obviously exercises increases the endorphins and you feel better immediately. And also what happens to your muscles as well. Once your muscles warm up, they ease up the tension, because remember, the uterus becomes extremely inflamed during your monthly cycle. And the more you exercise, the more that inflammation kind of gets eased, because the blood flow, the blood flow internally, the circulation in your body is kind of improving, and that overall alleviates so it's kind of like, when you're stiff after a really hectic workout, and then you go and you maybe like run a little bit. It's sore when you start, and then eventually you're like, okay, I can do this, and then you feel much better. So that's what's happening. You are increasing the oxygen and the blood flow in your body, and then it eases the muscle tension. That's number 2. I don't know if you want me to get into the other one, but this is also quite important. Remember, when you're on your monthly cycle, your estrogen and your sorry, I forgot the other one. So the 2 hormones that we have as females is down. So those hormones being down actually helps you with your muscle gain, because when you're doing a muscle gain program, you need a higher level of a specific type of hormone and lower estrogen. So the lower your estrogen, then that's better. So you actually can do better with your muscle gain.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, when would it be a good idea to exercise? Would it be best to start exercising before the cycle actually begins, or during the cycle?
Look, it's obviously up to you. I mean, there are women who have completely debilitating pains, and I don't want to take that away from those women, because that's a real thing. But before is always a good idea, because obviously, you're getting into that space where, your hormonal levels were right there, and then all of a sudden there's just like an imbalance, and that's when the havoc actually happens. During the bleeding, the most that you're dealing with mostly would be the cramps, slightly, but then you're slowly working your way out of it. It's before that's the killer. So really try to get the exercise in before, like a day or two when you're about to have your cycle, and then just start working out throughout your period. Don't wait until you're completely like just also feeling uncomfortable because of the bleeding, and then you just want to be like, you know what, actually let's just leave this. So a day or two before, you should be exercising 3 to 4 times a week anyway. But if you really just feel like, let's just start miraculously on our cycle, then do it a day or two before.
Well, I've noticed with myself that it has become easier, well, because of pregnancy, but before that, before pregnancy and childbirth, doing exercises would actually help. I'd be 2 days before, like you mentioned, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I didn't feel that much pain this time around. So I wouldn't really think that it was the exercise. I probably thought it was the painkillers that I took 2 days before. But then it is the exercises. And then also one of my friends during PE, physical education, for those of you who know what PE is, she once had cramps as well, like really bad. And the PE teacher just said to her, run, just start running.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
She started running and she felt better afterwards.
Yeah.
So it's like,
you definitely feel better. It's quite a miracle, really.
It's a miracle, and it's like, I wonder how it works, It's just like how God works in mysterious ways. This works mysteriously.
Yeah. But I think it's also, scientifically, when I think about it, blood flow is it plays such a big part in a lot of things, including pain management. The minute you suffer from anything where you have poor circulation and poor blood flow, you become really way more susceptible to feeling pain, feeling cold, feeling cramps, feeling tingles. So blood flow is a very big thing. And exercise, if you can really start exercising early, regularly, blood flow becomes a very, very important part of your health, and you can really tick that box off. So exercising during your period is one of those things where you can really, really benefit.
All right. Are there any specific exercises that we should do during this time, or do we just go with the flow?
Pun intended, I hope. Well, I always say to people they should just listen to their bodies, because I am one of those people, I love to do the hard things, and I'm like one of those people where I'm like, no excuses, do what it takes. So I don't want you to go with my advice, because we're obviously different. Go with what feels right. If you want to go for a light run, if you feel good, if you want to cycle, if it feels good. I always say, cycling, I find it a bit difficult because remember, the uterus is obviously inflamed. And when you're sitting on that saddle, there's something about that saddle. I've tried it before. Very, very much experience on the spinning bike, and that saddle, there's something that it does. It just creates so much pain because already your uterus is inflamed, and sitting on that saddle kind of just creates a little bit more of an uncomfortable experience. So running, swimming, anything that you feel comfortable with. Yoga, absolutely, definitely yoga, definitely Pilates, definitely HIIT. I'm a big HIIT fan. As long as you feel comfortable. Obviously, if you have a heavier period, you want to make sure that you're covered. You're not worried about being uncomfortable the whole time, or else you will, in exercise, you lose yourself. It's a very transcendental experience. So you want to be comfortable, because you know that, okay, I'm going to be in the zone, and then what if I bleed out or whatever. So just make sure you're comfortable and you're not feeling pain. But as far as which exercises to do is concerned, there's very little limits on that.
All right. And since you are so big on nutrition as well, what can we eat?
So foods that are definitely high in iron, foods that are high in nitric oxide. Sorry, that's a bit of a tongue twister. So beetroot, spinach, cabbage, your greens, a lot of greens with folic acid, a lot of foods with folic acid, a lot of antioxidant rich fruits, berries, oranges, naartjies, peaches, grapes, those kind of fruits. And, you know, I can't stress enough how important greens are. People think that when you are on your menstrual cycle, you need to eat a lot of red meat. I've heard a lot of that. And I don't want to, you know, bash red meat on the show, but it's just like there's so many different places where you can get better forms of protein: spinach, broccoli, cauliflower. So your greens are your best bet, and your nuts, just to make sure your fatty acids are in great shape, and protein. If you can add a little bit more protein in your diet, like if you have a protein supplement, that's also fine. And, you know, a lot of things that you can find over the counter, like evening primrose, nitric oxide, if you have it in powder form, you can have it like that. Magnesium, definitely big on magnesium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, and magnesium. Huge fan of calcium, magnesium. So that's a big one.
All right. There's so many scientific words there. We're learning things.
I'm sorry. And kelp. I forgot to mention kelp. That's what I'm very big on at the moment. Kelp is like a serious superfood that I'm super into. Kelp is also very good. You can find it in powder form. It's kind of like a seaweed sort of thing. So just kind of do a bit of research on the different types of superfoods. Are very good when you're on your monthly cycle. So have a look at some of those green superfoods that you can find. Spirulina, hemp. Yeah, so all of that.
All right. So I hope our listeners and our viewers are taking note of this here, because we see them. We go down the medicine aisle in the shops, and we're just like, oh, I don't need that. Oh, why do I even need potassium? Why do I need calcium? Why do I need that? It's okay. Now you know why you need. So make sure that they are always in your medicine cabinet. And I've noticed, okay, I haven't been taking all of these scientific terms, medications that you just mentioned, but I've been trying the vegetarian. I wouldn't really call it plant-based because it's not completely plant-based, but I've been trying it out, and I must say it's doing wonders for me, and I'm happy.
Wow!
So yes,
yeah, I'm so happy to hear that. Excuse me, why did we not speak about this offline? This is huge. No, I'm
yay! Hashtag meat plus 4.
That's big. So that's very big. I love that. I mean, I've been plant-based for a little bit, fully plant-based for a little over a year now, and honestly, it's changed my life. So I'm very happy for you, and it will change your in terms of hormonally. Since we're speaking about periods and stuff, if you're somebody that struggles with like really severe cramps, going on a plant-based diet, I don't know what it does, and I don't want to go on record, but there's something that, you know, happens to your body. It just changes the game. So that's a very, very good thing for you. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. It's basically taking us back to our roots, literally.
Yep. Oh, you are just like coming with these puns today.
Yeah, you know, I'm known for being the queen of puns, but yeah. All right. So I guess that's what we have for today. But thank you so much for joining me once again.
That's a pleasure. That's a pleasure, sis. And I mean, I'm very happy about this topic. It's such a shied away topic. People don't want to talk about it. In fact, if you work out and you're at the gym, people are like, oh, stay away. No, just carry on. Gymnasts do their thing, whether or not they're on their period. And, you know, it's just business as usual. So thank you for inviting me for that.
And it all just comes down to comfort. You know, you just need to be comfortable in your own skin, and make sure that your area of workout is also, you know, you're basically in your happy space. So you need to make yourself as comfortable as you want, and then go ahead and continue with your workouts. If you work out at home as well, do something about your space and make it alive. Put on, if you work out to music, put on your favorite song on there and just get down to it.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Right. So thank you so much once again, and have a lovely day.
You too, sis. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. That was Luyanda Aziza Sipisi chatting to us about how to alleviate killer period cramps and workouts that you can do to help with those. So just continue working out. If you haven't been working out, if you thought that working out was not a good idea, try it. Take the first step and try it. At least try brisk walking. We can walk nowadays. Try brisk walking. And when I say brisk walking, I mean like really brisk walking. You gotta get your heart rate up. And also jogging. From brisk walking, get into jogging, get into running, and you'll see the difference that it will make with those period cramps that you do. But just don't sit it out. Don't sleep it out. Um, it becomes worse. It becomes worse when you have to sleep it out and take a painkiller for it, and in the hopes that it will go away. But when you take a painkiller, it's going to go away for that period of time, and then it's going to come back. It's kind of like what is this? Labor pains. Yeah, labor pains are like when they start, they're not as intense, but then it gets intense. It starts and then it stops, and then it starts again, and then it stops, and it just keeps on getting intense and intense and intense, which is very, very, very irritating and very not so nice. So if you have any comments for us, you can leave them in the comment section below, or you can send them to our WhatsApp line on 0617660355 and tell us what exercises you're doing during your cycle, and perhaps we can try them out as well. I just do home workouts, jumping jacks, jumping, anything that gets my heart rate up, I just do that. I did a couple of exercises a few days ago, well, yesterday actually, with resistance bands, the squats and stuff, doing wonders. So share your exercises with us as well, and let us know how it's helping you out. But for now, do stay with us. We will be right back.